Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Fowl Installs with Fowl Original. This is part 2 of the 2-part WCW Feel the Bang installation video. It is an N64 mod for No Mercy, and I've had a lot of really good feedback from the last video, and I'd like to thank everybody over on the subreddit r/N64 Wrestling Gaming. You guys have shown me some awesome love, and thank you so much for your constructive criticism in this video. This is a new series I'm trying, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So this particular video is about getting the music mod working. So prerequisites for this video, I'm going to very quickly time-lapse last video. So that was a very quick last week on Fowl Installs, and as you can see, prerequisites are you need to have Cheat Engine installed, which we did in the first part, and you also need to have this game up to the position we got it to at the end of part 1. So if we are where we were before, we go to this PC and we put this on a root drive, as I kind of suggested. This really will help you out later on, and I put it on a root drive. There's the remnants of what happened last time. We've got it to WCW Feel the Bang version 1.1. Go ahead and double click that, and then we've got these cool little folder icons. Go ahead and double click WCW Feel the Bang, and now we're in. So the screen that I spoke about last time, you're going to go ahead and open it just as you did before, just as we did at the end of part 1. If you want some more support with that, please go and check out part 1. I hope that I've given you a decent walkthrough to get to this point. Now you go ahead and open WCW Feel the Bang. Now it will hopefully then open. If it doesn't, as you've seen on the last video, just go up to system and give it a little restart. We go system reset, and now remember from the last video we've got the controller all set up, my Xbox One controller. So I'm going to go ahead and click start on that, and it will get to this alien screen that we were talking about. Now I want to show you how to get past this, because it was a little bit confusing, but I think that if you got the first bit done, I'm sure that this last bit is a little bit of an easier one. So it looks very complicated, but it's very simple. First of all, we just follow the instructions. So we've already got Cheat Engine installed, so I will go ahead and double click that open, and then click yes. Now it will pop up open, and then the next set of instructions are to come over to Cheat Engine. So I'm going to zoom in over here for you, and you hit this flashing computer screen. Select a process to open, and we're going to left click that, and then it will give us a list of different processes that we've got running on the computer at the moment. And this tool's quite flexible, it can do a lot, but this is all I found it to be able to do right now. You go ahead and left click WWF No Mercy, click open, and then it will say to load the associated table, project64.ct. I've already done this, so it's asking me, do I want to? Now, for the purposes of this video, I will click no, but if you ever have to do this in future and you need to it will happen every now and then, you might need to do this, then you're kind of halfway there. You got to do this like one time. So I'm going to click no, and then we just follow the instructions again. So it says, after attaching Cheat Engine, PJ64 screen will freeze. Click and move the window to refresh. So we're just going to do that. But kind of top tip, if you keep an eye on your frame rate down here, you can see it's going up and down. That means that the emulator is still going, it hasn't paused. So that's a good top tip to make sure that you're doing this right. Now it says in there FF. So we'll come over to Cheat Engine, follow the instructions. I'll zoom in over for you, and what it says is to left click the hex. So we tick that, then we're going to change the value type to 2 bytes, and then if we zip back over here, it says in the value box type this FFFFFF. So I put it in lowercase. I don't think it matters if you go uppercase or lowercase, but I just found it works with lowercase, so that's what I'm typing in. And then again, following the instructions, just click first scan. So it is instant. We're not waiting for this. You can see that it's just started straight away. Now it then gives you a whole bunch of values. Now you don't need to know what any of these are. Some of the green, some of the black. I don't know what they all are, so you just need to follow the instructions. So going back to Project 64 and WCW Feel the Bang, you need to then just follow the next bits of instructions. Now this is where I felt the video was required, because I spent ages trying to figure this out, and I hope that you guys and girls out there, I keep saying guys, YouTube, you folks out there can enjoy this next bit of foul wisdom, I guess. Now, I realized that I'm using an emulator, so let me explain. If you go over here, it says hold Z on the controller. Now, on my controller, that's mapped to the second thumbstick. I've got to push it in. When you do that, it changes to FAFA. FAFA, from to FAFA. Now, when it's FAFA, it says, so I'm holding it in, it says, you got to hold it until the next step. Now, it says type in FAFA into here. Now, we'll just watch this. What? It's already changed back. Now I realized that I tested it, it don't work. So you have to somehow hold on to that while you type this in. It's impossible, or is it? You go over to Project 64, you hold in whatever you've got mapped as a Z on the controller, go to System, go to Pause, and look at that, it remains FAFA even when you take your hand off. Now that's something that I think should be documented, so it just makes your life a million times easier. So now I can take my hand off that controller, come back over to Cheat Engine, and just continue the instructions. So in the value box, type that, which is FAFA. Now, if you go back to the instructions, it says, I am still holding those because I'm still technically holding Z on the controller over there. Then we go to next scan, back over in Cheat Engine, left click that. Bam, we have one value left. And as it says in step 3, you should have 1 or 2 results. I got 1 result, so I'll left click that. And what I do is I right click it and I add the selected address to the address list, just in case I do something stupid, which has happened before. And it does it all. Now, I then have to open up a calculator. So this is again where it gets a little confusing, but it's not confusing. Go ahead and just open your calculator. So if you nip into here and just type in the word calc in Windows 10, it'll open up your calculator. And that's just by hitting the Windows key and typing in calculator. So I've already got it set on the programmer, but if we go back to how it will be, it will look like this, standard. Go up to the hamburger menu, the 3 lines, come down, and you just got to change it to programmer. And you can see that there's different sections here. You're going to left click hex. Simple as that. And then if you come back to your emulator, to Project 64, you'll see that it says type 8060000000. So 8060 and then 4 zeros. So we're going to type that in. 8000 and then 8060, sorry, then 1 2 3 4. Pop that up on the screen so it'll make this a little bit easier to follow along. And that's your first value. Your second value is over here. Now I found, again, making life a bit easier, come back over to Cheat Engine, you double click the address. Classic foul. Double click the address, and then you've got the address ready to just copy and paste. I'm all about the copy and paste in life. So right click, copy, bring it into here, and you're going to click left click delete, and then you can do it 2 ways. I Control and V, but you can of course right click, but Control and V is a bit easier, so pop it in here, Control and V, and I'm going to put that value in, which is this value here, 4CE2002, and click cancel on. So we've now got the instructions followed. We're putting 80601234 into a hex calculator, subtracting the last Cheat Engine result. Now this result may be different for you. It depends on your computer, depends on the software you're running, the exact version of Windows, a whole heap of stuff, so you have to get your own one, but it may be the same. Anyway, you go ahead and click equals, and that gives us this 337DFFFE. Now it tells you here to paste the calculator's results into the settings.ini next to mem offset equals 0x. So you can find that file if you come back to WCW Feel the Bang. If you go into the roster tool here, which is where you get your music mod working, double click that, and you've got roster tool, and you have a file in here called settings.ini. Double click that, and you can see there's already a value in here. That value is the default value. So as I have got my value here, I would suggest maybe copying that into a notepad to save it somewhere, but you can just right click, select that, copy, and then paste it into your settings.ini. You will have a space. Hexadecimal doesn't have spaces, so you need to just take that space away, and you should have 8 digits here. They might be different digits and letters. Once you've got that, making sure it says mem offset equals 0x33 or whatever your value is, as long as it's 8 characters, go ahead and click file and then click save. It will bring you up a warning about it changing text file. Just click OK and then close that, and then close your hex calculator. And now that was the most complicated part of it, I feel. And once you've done that once, again, you're done. You can now close Cheat Engine. Now it will ask if you want to save it. I'm going to say yes. And then it will put it into your cheat tables, and there you go. It will always be there now for you if you ever need it. Now, remember, we've paused the emulation on this, so we can actually go and do the next bit, which is the roster tool. So you've got the roster tool in here, which is in WCW Feel the Bang roster tool with that cool little icon of a phone situation. And you can see I've got it on my desktop, but it's that flash thing. Double click that. Now, if you've done everything right, you will see that it will kind of freeze for a second, but if you've done everything right, it should give you a message that will zoom in, says offset correct. And there you go. You need to do one more thing, which is left click the enable music mod. And if everything has been done correctly, you're done. You just need to, I'm going to bring it full screen so you can see. Actually, I'm going to keep it here so you can just see it over there. But whoops, we're going to come over here, resume. It will go back to but the offset is still correct. Come up here and we just press start. Now, once you've gone to this part, you are almost done. You just have to do the last thing, and it is the easiest part of it. So you've got the offset correct, you've got the enable music mod. We're going to go full screen so I can do the last bit. As you can see, you will hear the difference in the sound. And if I just go ahead and do that, then make it full screen, you can see that it still is that old like grunty, churny music. How do we make it beautiful? You go over here and that's in the options, and you change the music from injected to roster tool. Go ahead and click start to save, and once you've done that, the music will have changed. It's totally different now. It's more of like the Aki future games. It's remnants of some old WCW games, but the coolest thing is you have MP3s now playing all of the theme tunes and all of the incidental music. So to anyone out there that says that they're having problems with music not being in the entrance, anything other than the entrances or in any of the menus, this is why you need to do this. And go ahead, and you've done that in options. So let's go and check out our match. We'll just quickly go into exhibition, normal match, 1 player versus 2 player, Battle of the Beach 94. And we will challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship against Mr. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And I am going to be Macho Man Randy Savage. So it's Macho Man Randy Savage versus Hulk Hogan for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship with sweet, too sweet music. So first of all, you're going to get that cool music for the whole game. I know I'm talking over it, but I need to save myself from the copyrights. And we'll get through here, and let's look at the first entrance. Oh yeah, it's Mr. Macho Man Randy Savage with Gorgeous George, and here he is coming out with that sweet WCW flavor. And let's go to the next entrance, which is Mr. Voodoo Child himself, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And here's Hogan with his sweet music as well. And then let's just go into the match, and you'll see that even the match music is different. Like, it's a totally different game. It's an amazing game with a cool amount of polish on it. And I'm getting taken to school by Hollywood Hulk Hogan, but of course that was always going to happen. So I'm going to end this match. Hogan ain't doing this. Okay, so Hogan's doing this. So anyway, go ahead and quit that match, and we'll take you back to the main menu. And I wanted to say that that's it then. That's all you have to do. Once you get to that point, you are done. The game is ready to go. Big thing to bear in mind is that this music mod works. I'm just going to make this small again. This music mod specifically works because, I'll call it that, close down my emails, because you have the roster tool open. So remember, this will only work if the roster tool is open, and the way you have to do this is open up No Mercy mod, open up the roster tool when you get to that screen, then press start, and that's how you get it to work. If you don't open the roster tool after you've opened it, if you open it before, there can be some issues. If you decide to open it part way through, there can be some issues. You need to make sure that you go to the roster tool in the options as well, otherwise it will not work. So if you bear all of those things in mind, it will work and it will be fantastic. But that is all you need to do to get the WCW Feel the Bang roster tool music mod working. You can probably see that in that as well, there are some other tick boxes for ring out mod and for some other things as well. We will maybe look into those in some future videos, but I've really enjoyed this so far. I'd love to know what you folks would like me to look at installing next. This is hopefully using some of my tech stuff to a more fun end, and I'll be doing some of the other No Mercy mods as well, because I had such fun playing around with this, and you can find some videos of me doing some gameplay on this channel. But thank you to everyone who has watched so far. Thank you to everyone who's given me some constructive criticism about this. This is a learning experience, and I hope that we can learn together. But on that note, this has been a Fowl original. Thanks for watching. Interface with you next time, and I hope that you enjoyed the show. Bye, folks.